Hey guys, it's Greg, and in this video I made you guys a tutorial on how to make a WordPress website in a way that's super easy, no coding required, and totally made easier for beginners. So as the title says, if you have a domain name from GoDaddy or from any registrar really, and it's just sitting there, then this is the perfect video for you because we're going to learn how to make a WordPress website on that domain name. Or if you don't have a domain name yet at all, then we'll cover that step here. So we'll learn how to make a website from scratch. And of course, everything you see here is going to belong to you once you're done. So obviously this is a surfing website. It's a lifelong goal of mine to learn surfing, and we have a trip to Hawaii planned. So if we make it there, I'll of course update the website with that and it'll become real. But there's a deeper meaning, and that's that as you learn anything, you should be able to share it with your audience on the web. Through all of my blogging ventures, every time someone is successful, they've started sharing their knowledge, whatever it's about, from finance or investing to fitness or fashion and cooking. They've started sharing it on a website or a blog so that others can join along their journey and get excited about everyone's successes along the way. That's why I made this website set up perfectly so you can create your own home base where you can share your journey or create an online course about anything you can think of. There's a reason I think this might be our most amazing WordPress website yet, and it's one word: the theme, Astra. In WordPress, a theme is the entire look of your website, and when we use Astra, you get not only a rock solid mobile friendly theme, but you get these Astra sites. Basically what that means is you just have to pick a page builder, which is a drag and drop technology that almost every WordPress website made by a web designer uses. And once you pick that, you get access to all these cool different templates that you can set up with a couple clicks. So regardless of who you are in whatever niche or industry, there's a good chance you'll find your look right here. And like I mentioned, if you're going to hire a web designer, there's a good chance they'll be using WordPress and the same process too if they know anything about what's good in 2019. So you might as well learn it on your own and save yourself about $500 and a ton of time. You literally just click to open one, and then you click install plugins, and then you click activate at the bottom, and this site is yours. Of course, in ours we went with a different Astra starter site, which you'll find at the top, and that one just happens to be called Outdoor Adventure. If you catch my drift, what I'm saying here in a nutshell is after you complete this website today, you can go ahead and make all these additional websites. Just keep adding domains to your GoDaddy account, keep going with the hosting that I show you how to set up, and basically you can become your own web design business. It's incredibly easy, guys, and so fun. So instead of going through every feature on this website, I just wanted to give you a quick tour right there of all the pages we'll make. Obviously, we're going to set up cool features like this video background, header, buttons. We're going to make a quote, and we can really get down to all the fine details, but things like parallax imagery here are all things that you guys have emailed me that you want to make. And especially this year, we're going to ramp it up in terms of what this website can do with email. We're going to learn how to create your own custom email address, which includes your brand, like in my case, Greg at surfriderschool.com or you at yourcoolbusiness.com, .net, .org, whatever. Then we're going to learn how to create your own email subscription form so that people can actually join your newsletter right through your website, and they'll automatically get a message containing a welcome and an ebook or whatever you want to put in it. After which you can send them really cool newsletters all through a software we'll learn how to get for free called Constant Contact. But wait, there's more. In this tutorial, you'll also learn how to set up an SSL certificate. That's this padlock icon right by your domain name, which gives your users entire confidence and trust in your site so that you can have them sign up or enter in their credit card information or anything like that, which will obviously help your business and also help it rank in Google. So whether you have a domain name now or are just searching for one, watch this start to finish video tutorial and I'll show you how to not only get the perfect domain name, but set up a complete website on it. Okay, so here we are at GoDaddy. GoDaddy always looks a little bit different. It's one of the reasons we have to make so many of these tutorials. But you might see some different cool people trying to help out here, or a coupon code, which we can try in a little bit. But the most important spot is the search bar at the top where it says find your perfect domain name. And it's literally said this forever. In one of our old tutorials, we actually registered yourperfectdomainname.com to be clever. But right now we're just gonna search for whatever your idea is at the moment. So mine is actually just called Surfrider. And you don't even need to put the .com or .net or .org or .biz in. You can just write in the word or words and click search domain. Okay, so obviously Surfrider is a really cool word combination. It's taken. You don't want to ever do the domain buy service because then you just pay them like a little bit of money and they'll search for you and then they'll like put you on a list. So don't do that. But what we can see below is some other suggestions. So it's kind of cool that Surfriders is available, but that's not going to work for us. I used to say you should only get the .com, but now people are becoming more familiar with things like .online, .shop, .co. This is a cool option here. But if you can get the .com at all possible, you should, because it's the most valuable if you ever sell your website, and it's the most recognizable. If you tell people you're Surfrider, that's your website, they're going to immediately visit the surfrider.com option. So another cool one, rock. So once we've decided that we want to actually get a .com, you need to just modify your domain name a little bit if that's the route you want to do, which it is. And so I can just add school here because I'm actually going to make a website about how to surf, and Surfrider School just I think has a cool ring to it. I'm actually going to go surfing in Hawaii in a week or so and don't have a clue what I'm doing, but I'm going to document the lessons because that way, as many bloggers will tell you, is a good way to take people along your journey. And you'll get to see me fall, of course, like a ton. So once you have your domain name for $2.99, that's a really good price. I hope you see that price. I think you should at GoDaddy. Then you just want to click add to cart, and you won't take it off the market until you actually buy it, but this is the first step. So if you have trouble thinking of a domain name, let me know. You can always email me any domain questions. I'll help you out. Won't take your idea or anything like that. And yeah, it's always good to just get your first name, last name.com if you can't think of a good one, or just add a keyword on the back of it or something like that. So once you click add to cart, you just want to click continue to cart. All right, so you get a little domain name advice bundled in here. Now on this screen, it's always going to give you some more options. And again, we just want to use GoDaddy just for the domain name. Like any good business, they're going to try to upsell you here, but that's just going to lock you in with GoDaddy. We don't want to be locked in. So I'm just going to uncheck all the options here and hit no thanks. It's a really bad idea to create an email address with GoDaddy because if you change any of the domain settings, which a lot of us do eventually as we become a web designer, your emails will stop sending. So don't do that. We can always create an email address later that's customized to your domain name, like you@yourbrand.com. Okay, and now we're done with this page. Let's just continue with these options. All right, good job. We're almost there. On the screen, it's gonna prompt you to either create a free account with GoDaddy or have an account and sign in. So it's really easy to go this route. If you need to create an account, you'll just either continue with Facebook, go with that option and pull in all your Facebook info, or do your email, username, password, support pin, remember that, and then click create an account. And then you'll be all set. In my case, I'm just gonna go back and sign in. Okay, once you create an account or sign in, you'll be on the purchase page, and then you just need to add a payment. So you can add a credit card or do the PayPal route. I just like doing the credit card route because then I get a few points, and then you'll have your billing information right here. You just have to fill in. This is like an address from 5 years ago, which doesn't matter. Make sure you put in a good address here. And then most importantly are the details on the right. So GoDaddy might suggest you register your domain name for like 10 years and you're going to see a huge price. That's a really bad idea because a lot of our ideas, honestly, we realize aren't that great later on. No offense to our ideas, but I know that happens to me like every year and I buy all these domain names and then I only keep a few of them. So it's better to be flexible and just get 2 years or 1 year of a domain name. The interesting thing is if you get the 1 year, you'll get a price of should be about $8.29. All right, and if you get the 2 years, you're going to get a price of $16.58, which is not that interesting at all. It's just $8.29 times 2. But if you buy your domain name just for 1 year and then you need to renew it the second year, it will cost you, I think, $15 in that second year. So you will save in the long run if you buy 2 years upfront. So pretty cool. I think I'm going to keep this domain name for at least 2 years. Next, it says, just a reminder, your info will be public. You can do the domain privacy protection for $9.99 a year, but I generally trust people, so I'm going to not do that because then we get to save even more money. And at the bottom, it's time to try our promo code. All right, so we'll click have a promo code. We're going to try get 30 off, which was on the GoDaddy homepage, and apply it. And it says automatically apply, blah, blah, blah. Apply again. All right, so that's already in there. We're not going to get a bigger discount, but if you've gotten any emails from GoDaddy for whatever in the past, go ahead and check out the bottom of those emails. Sometimes they have like a random 6-digit code you could enter. I've just used so many different coupons at GoDaddy that those probably don't work for me. Okay, so our cart looks good. We have 2 years of our super cool domainname.com. Hopefully this is like $1 million business and all that, and we're just gonna click complete purchase and get the GoDaddy stuff done. All right, so let's do it. Okay, congratulations. GoDaddy will say thank you for your order right here. They're gonna email you a receipt. All right, we are not gonna put Surfrider School to work at the moment because we're gonna build a new website at HostGator. We're gonna set up an email account later, and we don't wanna do this step either. But what I do wanna show you now is just if you click My Domains, right at the top, I wanna show you that you have your domain name. All right, so that was a bad idea. But if we do a search at the top for surf, we can see we have Surfrider School right here. And after we get our hosting and set up WordPress, we're gonna come back here and click on these 3 dots and then click Manage DNS to connect everything and make it work beautifully. All right, so I wanted you to know about that little button right now. I'm not sure why it's 3 dots, but they figured that we would just understand that. Okay, cool, GoDaddy is done for now. Listen, I know making a website is tricky and daunting, and that's why a lot of us put it off. But I wanted to make this super easy, so we made this video into 3 steps. The first step is just to register your domain name. A domain name is like the address of your house. People can visit it on the web and see what you've made. Step 2 is going to be to get some hosting. Hosting is just like a virtual plot of land where we're going to build your website, sort of like we build your new dream house. And step 3 is going to be to install WordPress onto that domain name and hosting. What a lot of people don't realize when they go into the website setup process is that you don't actually have to get all these things at the same place. It might seem convenient to do them all at one place, but what I actually hear is that people get frustrated and they get stuck. Because when a company knows that they have your domain name, your hosting, and your WordPress, they're actually less likely to give you good service on any of those things because they know you're sort of stuck with them forever. And that's especially true at GoDaddy. Even though they're the web's best place to register a domain name, where I get lots of domain names every week, their web hosting is known to be a little bit out of date looking and particularly bad with service. They just don't have time to help people with all those millions of domain names and web hosting. It gets so bad that YouTubers offer to pay me money to move their web hosting from GoDaddy to a different host that specializes in hosting, like HostGator or Bluehost. And over the past 6 months, we've reviewed around 10 to 20 of the best web hosts on the web, depending on where you're living and what features you need. You're going to find those reviews on the blog, and they're actually really helpful because they break down each individual feature that sets web hosts apart, including their special discounts, and hopefully with that you can pick the best web host. That said, today we're going to use the web host that I've been the most comfortable with over the past 8 or 9 years or so, which of course, as many of you know, is HostGator. HostGator is super beginner friendly, easy to use, and all you have to do is click a few buttons and you'll have WordPress installed. No complicated fluff. So that means you'll have GoDaddy for the domain name in step 1, HostGator for the web hosting in step 2, and then we're going to install WordPress using HostGator's one-click WordPress install in step 3, so you don't need to know any coding to do it. And as we've seen in our past 2 videos on the subject, people who go this route end up becoming a more well-rounded web designer and are more comfortable trying out different domain name places and different hosts which means they can jump into different projects for more clients. The popular WordPress blog by WPMU Dev agrees to, citing 10 reasons why your domains and WordPress, aka your hosting, should be kept separate, including reasons like cost, like you can get a domain name discount at GoDaddy and a hosting discount at a specific web host other than GoDaddy, but if you get both at one place, then you'll just get whatever domain or hosting they have lying around, and vice versa. Reliable support, pretty obvious there. And of course, one that we always need to think about, security. Like if you get hacked at your domain name site and you have your hosting there, then they can get all of your stuff. But if you only have your domain or your hosting in one place, then they can't get all of it. And of course, many more reasons. Ultimately stating it's still considered best practice to keep your domains and hosting separate. And that's what we'll do. Okay, with that said, let's jump in. I have a great website waiting over here for us, so let's learn how to make it. Come on. All right, the next step is going to be to pop over to your URL bar at the top and just type in www.hostgator, that's HostGator.com, and click enter. All right, so here we are at the new HostGator homepage. I like HostGator for a lot of reasons. They're always coming out with a new type of hosting that's faster or better. But the simplest and cheapest option to set up WordPress is just web hosting right here. For me right now, I get a lot of traffic, so I run on VPS. But you know, if you get even more traffic, you can get it dedicated, and it just, you know, those are the kind of plans that like Forbes, Jay-Z, Katy Perry run on, is like a dedicated plan. So in my case, I've tried a lot of different web hosts. I used to think that installing WordPress and managing cPanel, adding email addresses, using AdWords and all was like really tricky and weird when I did it at these different hosts, and then I realized it was just them. So since I've started on HostGator, all that's been really easy, and I basically just get to click a few buttons, install a WordPress website or blog, and get on my way. And you, at the same time, get to feel really powerful because you are your own web designer with HostGator. That said, there's a lot of other good hosts out there, and I'll give you a link below the video in the YouTube description, which will take you to our thorough web hosting reviews at the blog, where you can find what might be the perfect host for you, depending on your specific hosting needs and your location, importantly. But I find HostGator to be a perfect balance that works for most people, so we're going to go with them. All right, so the cheapest and easiest way to set up WordPress is just to go with their HostGator web hosting. So let's click on web hosting. All right, and on the next screen, we have the shared web hosting portal. And you're gonna see the 3 buckets: the hatchling plan, the baby plan, and the business plan. All right, and depending on what they recommend, we're actually just gonna do what I recommend here. So the business plan is too expensive right now for us. Unless you're on like a corporate budget, you could go with that. We used to like the business plan because it came with the SSL certificate, which is, if you didn't know, just that padlock icon in the upper left. All right, so all websites need that now because Google made that a criteria to rank in Google. If you don't have that, they're gonna think that you're like a hacker or that you're hanging out with hackers or something, which is ridiculous, but Google said we need it, so we need it. And so HostGator now offers that free on every plan because they're always trying to, you know, stay one step ahead of Google. So Hatchling Plan and Baby Plan come with that. They're cheaper. We like Hatchling and Baby more. The only difference between Hatchling and Baby is that Hatchling allows you to run one domain name, and Baby Plan lets you run unlimited domains. So you can make your site, your friend's site, your other business's website, whatever you want to do. If you know you want to run multiple websites right now, go with Baby. But when I started out on day one back in 2011, I think, it's been about 8 years now with HostGator, I got a Hatchling. So really can't go wrong with Hatchling. And if you click live chat, they can always upgrade you and move your hosting for you at any time. And if you need even more information, you can always click technical specs and compare the plans and see what you get with each one, like unmetered bandwidth, unlimited all this, 99.9% uptime guarantee, money back guarantee, and all these other free goodies like $100 to use on Google Ads. All right, you just got to scroll back up then. All right, so let's click buy now. Now you'll be in the HostGator customer portal. Great job, you're in the right place. And step 1 is actually really important, but I'm going to walk you through all of them and show you how they're all important and good to do. Alright, so in step 1, the important part is to move from register a new domain to I already own this domain because we already bought one from GoDaddy, and then just type in whatever you got right here. Alright, so maybe you got it with us, maybe you got it a while ago, doesn't matter. Maybe you didn't even get it at GoDaddy, just put it in right here if you already have a domain name. Next, it's going to ask you if you want to register the additional ones. I don't, because I'm not that sure about it yet. I'd rather make this, a profitable business first, but up to you. And you do have to enter in the .com, .net, .org, whatever you got right here. All right, step 1 is done. We're just going to scroll down now, and we're going to choose our hosting plan. So we already chose Hatchling. That's perfect. I'm just going to change our billing cycle here and show you your different options. So as you can see, the longer you register hosting for, the cheaper it will be per month. I should have done 36 months on day 1 because I've been with HostGator for, 8 years now. But I believe I did just 12 months to try it out for a year. That's a great time frame. You can learn how to advertise, make some money with your website, pay all this back, earn it all back. And I definitely recommend 12 months. In our case right now, I'm just going to do 1 month as an example though. So don't get locked in, but I think, either 1 or 12 is really ideal. All right, next just pop in a username, security pane, and we're good with step 2, that's done. We're just gonna scroll down now and pop in your billing info, just like you would for any purchase at Amazon, eBay, or wherever. All right, we've entered our billing info, and you can also choose credit card or PayPal, but again, I like going credit card so I get those points. And now we can scroll down to additional services. This part's really easy. Instead of adding them, we're just gonna remove them because you can always get them later. And a lot of this stuff I can show you how to do for free if you just ask. All right, remember we're on a budget. And speaking of budget, in step 5, I have a better coupon code for you than whatever's entered in right here. You can try it out if you want. So that is just BigBonus, BIGBONUS. And once you enter it, make sure to click validate and we'll see if it works. So we'll know if it works if we get a discount right here in the green. So you get your discount here now, and if you registered hosting for 6 or 12 or 36 months or something, then that discount would be even larger. That is my coupon, and I do get credit if you use it. And HostGator informed me that we can offer you this coupon, which beats all of the default coupons, just because people sign up to HostGator every day through our videos. So all I need are a few of you guys to sign up each day and pop in that coupon, and we can keep offering people a greater discount then. So it really is a win-win, and that way I can keep making these videos free for everyone. So we can scroll up and we can see that the coupon is working for every different term period, and like I wanted to show you, it's even greater if you go for a longer term period. What I think is just the most amazing thing is that you can make a website and have all these amazing features, show images, videos, try advertising and all that for basically the cost of a trip to Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts or what have you. That blows me away every day, and it's super cool that for that price, you get to be on the same playing field as major brands. It's really awesome. All right, so if you can use the coupon, I really appreciate it. You get to save a big amount. Greg gets his little gold star, and everyone is happy. So let's just confirm that we have everything in order here before we proceed. We get our 24/7, 365 phone, live chat, email support for free, instant activation for free. That's a mouthful. Money back guarantee for 45 days if you want to back out or something, no problem. Hatchling, 1 month we got for this price. Of course, your numbers might differ. And if you have any questions about what your numbers came out to, then just shoot me an email. I know when I signed up at first, I wanted to make sure that all the numbers were right down to the very last penny. So you're not alone if that's you. Just shoot me an email and we can walk through it. Or if the coupon doesn't work, then let me know as well. All right, so I think things look great. Now all we have to do to complete our hosting order is just check this box at the bottom and we can click checkout now together. So let's do it. Alright, so you're now done registering your domain name, registering hosting, and next we can install WordPress. You should see this screen saying, "Welcome to the HostGator fam. Congratulations." So you're part of the fam, I got my coffee, things are looking up. So the next step to install WordPress is just to click on hosting at the top here. Next, you just want to click on the WordPress icon where it says Get Started with WordPress Today. If it says WordPress one-click installation or even quick install for you, it's the same thing. Just click on that and we'll set up WordPress. Now on this screen, we need to select domain for installation. So let's click on the drop-down menu, and you might just have one domain, but I have a few going right here. So just choose wherever you want to install WordPress. Then leave this directory box totally blank. Don't write anything in here. And of course, we're not going to fall for the Let It Pro do it for you option. We're going to do it ourselves and save a ton of money. And then click Next. Now we just need to enter in your blog title. So that's ideally just your domain name without the .com, and your user, which will be your WordPress username. If you write a blog post or several blog posts, it'll say by whatever you write here. So I would recommend not writing in like Tennis Fan 992 or Halo Master or whatever your old screen name was or something. Keep this simple and professional, and you'll be happy later on. Then just enter in your first name, last name, and your email. So get that email right. WordPress will email you your login details to that email. Now we just need to check these boxes. And now it's time to do all the fancy coding work like HTML, JavaScript, PHP, CSS, C++, Python. Just kidding, we don't need to know any of that because HostGator's WordPress installation marketplace does all that WordPress backend setup for us. So all you need to do to get WordPress going is just click install. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's do it together. All right. That was quick. So it says installation complete and you have your installation details right here. What I recommend doing right away is just copying these details. And I'm just going to paste those into that notepad just in case you lose them for some reason. All right, cool. So at the moment, you don't really want to click login right here because usually your domain name's not quite working yet. What we do want to do though is just go to our email and then we can connect our domain name to our hosting. So if you open up your email, you're going to see an email from HostGator saying WordPress install complete, but the one we want now is actually hostgator.com your account info, and it's going to be from no reply. So click on that one. Here we have the most important information to log into the backend at HostGator. So this isn't the WordPress login, it's the HostGator login, and all you really need to know now is just the first name server and the second name server. Name servers tell a domain name all about the website and where it lives so that when anyone visits any domain name, they get taken to the right place. So that means we need to enter these two things in at GoDaddy. All right, so let's go back to GoDaddy. And now let's click on our name in the upper right, and we're going to click on Manage Domains. All right, and log in if you need to. And now we're just going to search for our Surfrider School domain. All right, and we found it, and we're going to click on those three dots we mentioned earlier, and then we're going to click Manage DNS. Now we're going to scroll down to Name Servers and click Change. Change it from default to custom. And don't worry about this notification here because this is probably just trying to sell us something. We're just going to pop in those name servers right here and right here. So go back to that email, your account info. You can just copy the first name server, copy it, and you can paste it in the top box, and you can copy the second name server and paste it in the bottom box. All right, and once you've done that, just click Save. So GoDaddy accepts our name servers, great, and now what's going to happen is over the next several hours, the servers on the web, every server ever, is going to update, and it's going to know that when we go to Surfrider School, then it should show our copy of WordPress. This process is called propagation, and technically you will be told sometimes that it takes up to 72 hours. If you Google, how long does propagation take, it'll say, well, I guess it's gotten a little shorter, but usually it's a lot less, especially if you're in a city. If you're in like the desert or the rainforest, it might take the full 24 to 48 hours though. So yeah, this is really the only unfortunate part of making a WordPress website. It sucks, but in the long run, we got an amazing web host and we got really good domain name stuff at GoDaddy. So it's going to be all the better in the future, and we'll accept that little bit of wait, to have that improved quality. It's a really good time to take a break. I'm going to go cross-country ski, I think. It's snowing out now. And then when I come back, we're going to make a WordPress website. And I'll be back in about a half an hour. Or, of course, in video editing world in a couple seconds. All right, guys, I'm back. I'm shaking off the snow right here. And I can't wait to see if we're going to have a website live and we can log into WordPress. We're going to close that window and we're going to close the GoDaddy tab. And all we want to do is just open a new tab and visit our domain name that we registered at GoDaddy /wp-admin and hit enter. Beautiful. So it's working and it only took about a half an hour, which is great. Let me know if you have any problems because I have a specific video on how to troubleshoot if you can't get to the WordPress login screen. All right, so how do we log in? Well, we need to go to our email, back to our inbox, and we need to click on the install complete email from HostGator Marketplace. So they have your WordPress login right here. If you don't want to type it in manually, you can just click here. You can also bookmark it so you don't have to type it in. And we really just need our password and our username. The password was auto-generated, so it's really crazy, but we'll change it in a second. And now we can just go to that login window and log in. All right, so it looks like it's working. Welcome to WordPress, especially if this is your first time. Really warm welcome. That was super easy. We got a domain name, hosting, connected it, installed WordPress, and now you're here in the dashboard. It's called the dashboard in WordPress. And if we click on the upper left right here, where it says the name of your site, it will go to the front end, and we can see that we have a website. So our website is running the WordPress 2019 theme. Super cool, mobile friendly. Really nice and simple. Doesn't look like much, so we're obviously going to change the theme and make it look like much, I guess, like a lot. And I just wanted to show you that if you click on this button in the upper left now, it'll take you back to the dashboard where you do your editing. That's just sort of how you go from looking at what you made to changing things up. All right, so now we're going to do a little dashboard tour, and we're going to make all of our WordPress accounts, all of your WordPress copies out there exactly the same so that we're on the same page and we can make an amazing website without any setbacks or anything. So the first thing I like to do is it says your site is currently displaying a coming soon page. What that looks like is I'm going to hit Command-Shift-N to go into incognito, and then that just looks like this screen right here. So if you see this screen, you know it's working. This is what all your friends and the rest of the world will see on your site when they're not logged in. So I usually like removing it because that way I can email my friend the domain name and say, hey, what do you think of what I just made? And they won't say, hey, all I see is website coming soon. So we're going to take this page down, but if you want to keep it up, I totally understand. That's just up to you. I just like clicking here and that will take the page down. It's a good idea so you can do that best friend test sort of thing. So now let's just get rid of these other notifications so that we can see the dashboard as it is, super clean. Get rid of that one, get rid of that one. All right, and super cool. We're also gonna get rid of the Jetpack option. Jetpack lets you use features from WordPress.com, but we're only gonna use features from WordPress.org. Okay, cool. Now that we've cleaned up our dashboard, the next thing I want you to do is just click on users, and we're gonna change your password. So click on yourself, and if you don't see an image there, it's because you probably don't have a gravatar. So you can always get a gravatar for free here. It's basically just a picture that shows up wherever your email is entered on the web. All right, but for now, we just want to click generate password, and we're going to enter in a simpler password. So please don't hack my site, confirm it, and update profile. Lastly, if you want to change the entire color scheme of your dashboard, by all means, go ahead. And cool. Next, we're going to go to plugins, and we're going to make sure we all have the same plugins on our site and delete some that we don't want because they'll slow it down. But what is a plugin? A plugin is something that extends the functionality of WordPress. Because WordPress is open source, thousands of companies and people write plugins for WordPress that do cool things like set up social share buttons, it does cool things like install an email capture form, or make your site rank better in Google. The list goes on and on. And WordPress by default doesn't know that you'd want to do all these things, so it doesn't come with all of them. We just need to add them. But first we need to remove the ones that'll slow our site down, because if you have plugins that you're not using, it generally slows your site down. First, we're going to keep Akismet, because that's just a free way to control spam. And then we're going to remove this one right here, the Google Analytics, blah, blah, blah. We're going to remove Hello Dolly. We're going to remove Jetpack. We're going to remove Mojo, and we're going to remove OptinMonster. And we are going to keep WP Forms Lite. All right, so with those checked, go to Bulk Actions, Deactivate, and click Apply. All right, now we can just zap them by clicking Delete. Okay, delete, okay, boom, boom. And you should have about 2 plugins. Let me know if you have any specific questions about a plugin here. Just gonna refresh, and now we see we have a clean list of plugins. Okay, so now for the part I'm probably most excited about, which is to change up our theme. If we click on our site title and go to the front end, like we saw before, our site is wearing the 2019 theme, which is pretty nice. The WordPress team spent a lot of time building this, I'm sure, and if you want to make your site with this theme, by all means, I'm not going to stop you, but most people end up choosing a different theme at some point, so better to learn that sooner rather than later. So to get the theme going, just click back to the dashboard. Now we're going to hover on Appearance and click Themes. And here we have a list of all the themes you have right now. So 2019 is active, super cool. You can kind of see what you could make with it. And we can also open up 2017 and 2016, those you get for free. And if you don't want a theme, if you don't plan on using it, it's a good idea to delete it in the lower right, which will just save space and make your site go faster. All right, so let's hit Add New at the top now. And then you're going to see all the featured WordPress themes. There are thousands of them, depending on what you want to make your site about. You will find the theme for exactly that, most likely. You can also click Popular and see what a lot of people like. And here in Popular, I already saw the theme we're going to use today, so why don't we grab it? And it's called Astra. So to grab the theme and start using it, you just want to click Install. Alright, Astra is super good for business, agencies, fashion, fitness, and of course e-commerce. Let's activate it and then let's see what we can make. Alright, so it's going to say thank you for installing Astra. Do you know Astra comes with dozens of ready-to-use starter site templates? And that's what we actually want to use because that makes the whole website and all the pages come to life with minimal work on our part. So just click Get Started. Alright, and then click, oh, it does it for us. Alright, and next we just need to select a page builder. So there's Elementor, Beaver Builder, Gutenberg, which is made by the WordPress team, and Brizy. And we want to use Elementor because that's the one we've used in past tutorials, and it's worked really successfully. Alright, so now you're going to see all the latest and greatest Astra starter site templates. If it says agency, it means it's available for a small purchase. And maybe it has even more robust features, something like that, an even more complex website. But there's also a lot of free ones, and we're going to take advantage of my favorite free one, which is called Outdoor Adventure. So we can click on that, and then it's going to ask us to install plugins. All right, so again, plugins will just make your site more powerful by extending the functionality and letting you do more. And we need those plugins going to get this look going. Alright, so I'm just going to click Install Plugins at the top. It's that easy. Alright, it's going to go down the list. And now at the bottom, we just need to click Import this site to get all the additional pages and all this content live. Parallax images, galleries, you name it. Alright, import this site. and click OK. Alright, and this should take anywhere from about 60 seconds to 20 minutes. So we're going to wait and just sip our coffee while the importing takes place. Okay, so importing finished, and we visited our domain name in a new tab, and wow, beautiful. We have a complete site from Astra's starter sites, and it's all amazing. It's all here. All we need to do now is really make it your own. If you wanted to stop now or take a break or show this to your boss, I wouldn't mind, because someone would actually probably look at this really impressed and would say great job. But right now we're going to learn how to make this website truly you. So every page will be revised a little bit. I'm going to show you how every feature works. That way you can rebuild this site and you know exactly how it all functions. So of course it starts out as a nature site. We're going to make this into my fictional surfing school site, but all it takes is just a little bit of an idea, and of course something fictional can become something very real with enough work. So what I want you to do now is just download the website blueprint in the video notes below, and you're going to get this file right here. I want you to download it just so you have a blueprint to start. Obviously these are just notes I've created, but all they say are things to edit on each page and each section, like logo, we're going to change that, menu, we're going to change that. We're going to change up the, sorry about that. We're going to change up the home page and the about page, courses, and this way it'll give you some structure. That way you're not just like wondering what to write or forgetting something that you need to edit. This will actually make sure we edit the whole site and learn how to make a WordPress website from start to finish. So obviously your site could be anything from cooking to fashion to fitness, whatever, but I think the course type of site and the school type of site is really popular these days. So I hope this structure helps you make your website and make it right. Alright, at the top of our blueprint we are going to get the logo done. So let's head over to Logo Maker. We can open up our new tab and just visit logomaker without the e.com. And then we're just going to click away and search for surf. Alright, so we're going to get a lot of cool logos here. We can reference our site again and get an idea of what we think might look good. Ideally, I just want like a white logo though that goes on top of the background. And keep in mind with the logos that work the best today on the internet, the ones we remember are the really simple ones. Like Beats, Amazon, NBC, Adidas, YouTube. All YouTube is really just a red circle which kind of looks like a TV. Instagram. Google is just a G. So you don't need anything too complex. Apple, LG, McDonald's, Adidas again, Rolling Stones, you get the picture. So when you go back to Logo Maker, you should keep that in mind and go for one of the more simple icon designs. Okay, so I'm just going to choose these two surfboards stacked next to each other. For some reason this is speaking to me. And then we'll have it in our canvas. We can drag the corners and just resize it. And if you don't like what you did, you can hit Command Z or Control Z on a PC. I'm just on a Mac. Alright, and then we can also highlight the whole thing just by clicking and dragging. And then on the right in the color wheel, we can change the entire color. So in my case, I just want to grab the middle circle and make it totally white. Perfect. With that done, I'm just going to crop it in the lower right so that the size is perfect and hit enter. And now I'm going to hit the floppy disk to save it. And we're going to click no thanks. And then we're just going to save it as Surf Logo version 1 and save it. There's one more step though, which is to give credit. If you do the free option, in I think almost all cases, you have to put a link back to this site on your site. So just click follow this guide. And then all you need to do is scroll down and it's going to say if you have a website to properly provide credit, use these steps. Just make a link that says created my free logo at Logo Maker. So we can actually copy this text and we can put it on a credits page as it suggests to help us right there. So let's just go back to your site, and before we add the logo, let's hover on New and click Page. That way we can learn how to make a new page, and we can also add a credits page. Alright, so I'm just going to make this called Credits and paste in that text, and then I'm going to make this a link to Logo Maker. Alright, so I'm just going to highlight Logo Maker and click Link, and then just paste in a link to Logo Maker. So we can get rid of that give credit and just grab the original link to Logo Maker, which is just logomaker.com. We'll just copy it, and now we can just paste it in here. Alright, and when that's done, just click on the arrow for apply. And now you just need to publish this page, and in the future we need to link it from a visible place on our website. Okay, let's go back to our home page now, and let's put that logo up. So if we're on the home page again, by clicking in the upper left, we can click Customize. Alright, and now we can click on top of the logo where the pencil is, and it'll say no logo selected. So let's select logo, and then upload files, select files, and let's grab our recently downloaded logo. Alright, so that was a different logo, I think. Yep, that's cool though too. And we just need to grab the right logo, which I have in Documents. So once you find it, just select it and click Open. And now click Select. Alright, and we are going to make sure that the whole logo is there, or you can just click Skip Cropping, which is also good. And now the logo will show up. So it's really cool. It's just a little too big. We can actually adjust the width and make it size down a little bit. You can also choose whether you want to display the site title or not, and you can also choose inline logo and site title, which is obviously for us the best option because this logo is long and tall. Alright, so there you go. You now know how to make a logo and line it up next to the title of our site. Very cool. I do want to get rid of the tagline though, just another WordPress site. So we can just uncheck display site tagline. There we go, beautiful. Or if you want to write your own tagline and keep it, then that's fine too. Alright, so for the site icon we can do the same thing, just select image, choose the logo and select it, and now that will go, skip cropping, that will go in the browser tab. However, we're going to actually need to make that a black version of the logo, or some sort of color. Alright, for now let's publish, and we're done with our logo. Okay, so let's X out, and this will take us back to our home page, and we can see what we made. So our logo looks really cool, and next we want to change up the hero image and the text on top of the image. So the first thing we're going to do is make it a video background. And how do we add a video background in Astra? Well, we just have to go back to Edit with Elementor. So Elementor understands all of the starter site templates from Astra, and all the content can be changed within Elementor. Pretty sure, just about all the content. So we can just click on the settings for this hero image. Notice how we don't see the logo or the nav menu. That's because they're just a part of the theme. And we can click on this settings button, and then we'll click got it. Or you can right click as it was telling us. And then we can just click style, and we'll find the hero image right here under image. Alright, so you could click on top of the image and choose a different image and click insert media just to change the background image, but some of the settings might not like that specific image, and these settings are in these 4 positions right here beneath the image. So if you change the image, you might have to change it from top center to default, for example, or from cover to contain, and you'll start to see how these different settings play on the image. Now, I usually like a position of just center, so the image is totally centered, and for size, cover is actually good because then it makes sure that it covers the whole screen. But of course, some images are going to work better than others. For example, this image of the skier is not that big. It's only 500 by 540 pixels, and you really want something a lot bigger. Our original image was this image of the man sitting at the glacier side, and that's a lot bigger. So keep in mind the size of the image and that not all images will be perfect. We can skip this problem entirely though and choose a video background. And to do that, just click on the background video button. Next we need to get a video, and I've already found a really cool surfing video that is not from my company or my surfing abilities, but still really cool, and hopefully we get to meet the people in the video someday and we can make it real. So that video is just gonna come up in YouTube if I look for Surf Mentawai Islands, and it's by a woman named Bianca. So super cool, and really her coolness just takes over here, and I'm just honored to be able to use her video. So I hope she notices, and I hope she's cool with it. Because you got some great moves, Bianca. So the start of the video is actually going to be not 0. I want to start it at a part in the middle of the video because it's like the most exciting part. So we can actually just zoom a little in the video, try to get to the right part, and it should be right around 14. Okay, cool. So we're going to copy the link to the video. In the top, without the and sign, the and is like when the time meter starts. So we're going to copy that and bring it back to our site and just paste it in. And then we're going to hit start time 14. And we're just going to loop that all the way through to about, we can even go all the way to like about, so we can go all the way up until about 125. Give people enough video. 125 I guess would be 85. Alright, and then let's update it and let's see what we made. Alright, so if we go back to our site now, we have so many tabs open. Then it should play. It takes a little moment sometimes. Alright, and it looks super cool. Awesome, and the white text especially looks really good on top of the video. Okay, so now let's change up our header text on top of the hero image. So according to our surf website blueprint, I want to say explore your inner ocean with a lifetime skill, and we can change that just by clicking on top in Elementor and editing right on top of the video. And if you want to make the text bigger, it's not too hard. Astra has just made the template have these cool little columns, but we can still make the text bigger. We can just click style and click typography, and then we can drag the size up, which I obviously want to do because I'm going to use this as the thumbnail of our video. So make it as big as it can go wide-wise, and we're also going to increase the size of the subheader. Style typography is where the size is, and just pop it up nice and big. Not quite as wide as the text, but almost. Alright, and now we're going to work on learn more. So let's click learn more, and we're going to change the text of this button. Nope, we're going to keep learn more. We just want to make the link go to our services page. So at this point it's a good idea to keep your site open in a new tab. You can just right click on services and copy the link address and come back to the site and come back to our editing window, click on the button, and then for link we're just gonna paste over this hash brown. Just right click, paste. And I'm actually gonna make this link a little bit shorter. We're gonna get rid of the index.php, which looks super goofy, right? See how weird that index.php looks if I hit Command Z? We're going to get rid of that in this link and then get rid of it in all the links, and you can do that whenever you want, but something that has to be done eventually, so better do it now. And I'm actually going to make this page called courses because it's going to be our courses page instead, and hit update. Alright, and like I'll say a lot of times throughout the video, I think this structure should work for any type of course website you're making. Okay, so now we want to go back to the homepage, and we're going to refresh and see how it looks. Alright, so we got our new text. Super cool. The button just looks a little small, so let's click on the button again, and under size, let's just make it a large button. It should adjust. I don't know why it didn't want to move. Well, we could always go to style typography, and we could try to make the button bigger in that way. It looks like it might have been limited by the text size itself. So if we just make that text size a little bigger, Maybe bring the font weight down a little so it's not quite as bold. That should make our button bigger. And this size still doesn't work, so I'll have to ask Elementor about that. Alright, cool, let's just update it. And we're good to go for now. Alright, so the next thing we want to change on our homepage is just going to be the quote beneath the hero image. So we can change that pretty easily. Just get rid of a couple of those tabs, and let's bring up our guide. And I have a quote from Dejan Stojanovic, which is, "I am the shore and the ocean, awaiting myself on both sides." Let's just copy that, come back to Elementor, and just like the header text, you can just click on top of the quote and just change it right here, right inside the drag and drop Elementor editor. It's that easy. Alright, great job. Let's change who it's by. Alright, cool. So this text seems to go a little bit too big. And that's because the quotes just snuck outside the text. Perfect. Alright, next we're going to change the upcoming events header. We can just double click on the words to edit them and delete. We're just going to call this our courses, and it doesn't matter if it's capitalized or not, it'll auto caps that section. Now we're going to change the text for the individual images in their individual columns. So I'm going to copy our beginner bash text and just drop that in the left column. Paste it in. Alright. Sometimes it can inherit some unnecessary styling if it comes from a text editor. Alright, just a heads up on that. If you're pasting text into WordPress from Word or text editor or Gmail, sometimes it comes with a little bit of goofy styling and you gotta delete it. Just one of those things we gotta do. Alright, and now we're gonna do the intermediate invitational. So if we paste that text in on the left column in the edit image box section, it should come in without the weird styling. Let's see if that happens. Great, good work. Alright, and we're also going to make both of these links go to the services page. That's going to be our main landing page, and it's actually the courses page. But I think the repetition is useful with this kind of website because you never know how someone's going to arrive to your specific landing page where you want them to learn more or sign up, but it helps to give them more than one way to get there. So let's replace these links on Learn More. Replace that hash brown with a link to the services page. We just have to delete the ending of it again and make it courses. And we can actually just copy the link from here then. And we're going to drop that on the right hand column under Learn More. Just click on the Learn More link, paste over the hash brown, and we're good to go, and we can update. So we're obviously going to need more images of surfers. Where do we find cool images given that there's literally no cool images anywhere of me surfing? Well, we can go to a site called pexels.com and we can get free, amazing HD images. We used to use Pixabay, but Pexels seems to have a little bit more of a selection these days. So we're just going to search, and you can grab any image you want. Alright, so I'm going to grab a nice people image right here. A couple guys going out, free download, and I'm just going to title it Surf Beginner and hit save. Alright, and you should always give credit to the photographer. Please do link back to this photo using the following text they give you right here. Alright, and now we're going to grab one more image which looks a little more advanced. Alright, so I think this one's cool. Alright, we're going to free download. And alright, remember to give credit to that author as well. And now we're going to grab one more, which could be more of a beginner photo, in fact. Free download. Alright, now we're going to go back to our editing window, and you just need to click on top of one of the images to change it. You can click the image to get rid of it, and then upload files, select files, and we're going to upload those 3 images of surfing that we just downloaded. Just open them. Alright, and now it's time to just choose an image, and when you've chosen it, it'll be checkmarked, and you can insert media. And the sizing should work because Elementor knows the right size. Now let's click on the image on the right, choose image, and grab another surf image. So if we look at our images, They are different sizes if you look at the pixel dimensions. And right now we're just going to hope that they come in, the right size next to each other. And they do. Super cool. All right, great job. We can now move down the page because we're done with this section. We just need to change explore the world. All right, so what do we have to say here? So this text is going to read, with a little practice, you'll see the world and its playgrounds a whole lot differently. Let's just copy it, or really whatever you want to say, and we're going to keep explore the world. Just change the subtext right here, delete that, and paste. So you can really edit it on top of the image or in the edit text editor section on the left. All right, super cool, and we're also going to link this area to the courses page. All right, so let's copy that link again. Cool, and come back and we'll paste over the hash brown. Super easy, or you could link it to your about page or your contact page in case you want people to go there. All right. Very cool. Now let's just change this background image right here, which has the nice parallax feature. Click on the settings button right here, and we can click style, and you're not going to see the background image right here in background because it's actually in background overlay, because it works a little bit better for the parallax setting if the image is right here in background overlay. So all we need to do is actually just change the image and keep the settings to keep our parallax. And I'm just going to insert the image of our fellas going out surfing. All right, so there you have it. Really cool. Our website's really starting to come together. All right, so we're going to actually come down now and edit the upcoming tours and destination section. Let's just update our progress. And now we're going to rename this section upcoming retreats, and we have the right text for it right here. So let's just go ahead and change it. We can click on the upcoming tour and destination text. Just change that to upcoming retreats. Super easy. Click on the subtext. I'm just going to hit Command A or Control A and delete, and then we're going to paste in our text. Sometimes when you right click, it won't give you the right pasting option, so you can also hit Command or Control V to get the job done. And if you notice some unnecessary spacing, like I see right here between the red line and the rather, go to text and you're going to notice that there might be some weird styling that comes in from a text editor. That's to be expected here and there. But it didn't even get rid of that space, so I guess it was intentional. We just don't want that styling at all. Okay, so now we need 4 more images of surfers. I know where to go for that though. Go right back to Pexels. And let's get some images of surfing retreats. Alright, so we don't need like super sexy images here. We just need images of people kicking it. Alright, so I'm going to grab one black and white photo. I think this is really cool. Free download. Surf BW and save it. And we're going to grab 3 more. This is pretty cool. I think it's definitely possible to find love when surfing. Alright, so surf kiss, save it. And we're going to grab a couple more showing just total relax. Alright, this looks pretty relaxing right here. Free download. Surf retreat. X out. And then finally one more of just sheer intensity. One of the pros just getting down with it. Alright, now here we are back on Elementor. Let's just click on top of one of these images. Choose the image, upload files, and we can upload all of our images in bulk. Okay, so let's actually just click on one and drag, and you can grab all of them and hit enter to upload them super quick. Alright, and because Astra came with this really cool starter template, the images are organized in sort of a Masonry grid. We don't have to position them, although you could make that on your own if you observe the different padding around the images. So let's insert one, and we'll see that if we actually click on the settings for the image and click advanced, there's actually not margin or padding. It's really just a specific section with a column for the text, with a heading, subheading, and a button, and then another column right here denoted by this little book-like icon book icon, book icon, book icon. And this column just has a little image and a big image, and this column has a big image and a little image. So not that crazy to recreate. Let's change up the second image, choose image. We're gonna go with our couple and insert media. Change up the third image, go with our retreat center, and we'll change up the fourth image. So you might be able to tell that if the images are not vertical or are more horizontally inclined, then you actually won't get that great grid sort of feel. In this case, all the images are wide images. So how do we make it so we get that like tall image up here and the tall image down here? Well, we have to go edit the images themselves. So let's go back to our dashboard and we're gonna click media, and we're gonna make it so 2 of those images are long and 2 of them are horizontal. So let's click on our couple and let's click edit image. And let's go ahead and do some cropping. You can just click on top of the image and drag and actually just crop it to your liking. Let's make sure that couple is centered right there. And you can see the new dimensions appearing on the right hand side in selection. All right, so if we want to keep it consistent, we could make the selection 3000 by 3500. All right, and we can just drag so it's perfect and then click crop. So by doing that, we'll get a long image. We just need to save it. And we can also do 3000 by 3500 on our other image of the retreat center. All right, we just need to edit image. Now we can actually just drag randomly, fill the whole image, and then just change it from 3000 to 3500. All right, and center it where we'd like and click crop. All right, and save it. So doing that should give us 2 images which are both tall in orientation, and we can come back to our page right here, our editing window, just update it and then refresh so that the site knows that the images have been changed. And now we're gonna go down and we're gonna put in the right images. All right, so WordPress actually beat us to it. It understood that the images had been changed, and now we got that cool grid masonry feature. Great job. All right, the last thing I want to add on this homepage before we move on to other pages is just an email capture form so people can join your newsletter. So we already have this cool plugin called WP Forms Lite sitting right here, and if we click set, we have to click update. If you ever see that beige bar, it means you got to update it. Keep your site fast and secure. We can actually click settings, email, and we're going to see that there's not a lot here because we have to actually make a form somewhere. Well, where do we do that? Well, we have a button for add new forms. Why don't we try that? And it takes us to the WP Forms editor. Perfect. So we're actually just going to grab a template. You can tell we like templates a lot in this tutorial because it saves us time and makes us look good. And we're going to grab the newsletter sign up form template. So click that one. All right, and it's going to be super simple. It says, don't forget, click the marketing tab to configure your newsletter service provider. Aha, that we're going to do at the end of the video when we sign up for Constant Contact, which is the tool I use to send newsletters out to the Dear Blogger email club. So we can close it for now because all we're interested in doing right now is just inserting the form on our website and making it look good. But if you want to add fields, you can just click them over here and they'll come in there and people can choose from your different options. So that's really how people create forms on the web. They're not super good developers. They just use really cool, easy, beginner-friendly tools. Okay, so for now we just need to save it and we need to click embed because name email is all we need. All you need to do now is just copy this short code. All right, and come back to our site. Click on the elements and then click on short code. Where is it? I'm going to search for short code. I'm going to drag a short code in right here. And now we're just going to paste the short code in right here. And update it. All right, and it looks really goofy there, but hopefully once we click the hamburger and click view page, it will look like a form. Alright, and it does look sort of like a form, it just needs a little bit of styling. So let's go back to our editing window, and we need to move this shortcode into the middle of the page somehow. How do we move that shortcode? Well, one good way to do it would be to add a blank column on the left and a blank column on the right. And the easiest way to do that is to set up a new intersection. So let's click back to the elements and drag in an intersection like such, which you can see has 2 columns. Now all we need to do is just duplicate one of the columns and you'll get 3 or 4 or however many you want, and you can also delete to get back to 3. Okay, so now I'm going to right click on the pencil icon for the shortcode and copy it, and I'm going to click in the middle column down below, right click, paste. Cool. Now we can delete the upper shortcode and update it, and we'll see what we made. Alright, so I don't like how our form doesn't fit the entire middle column and the input fields are a little bit short and stubby. So to change that, I've made some edits that we can do right now. We can just go to our WP Forms builder and you can click on name, for example, and then open advanced options. And then in advanced options, just change it to large. And do the same for email, click email, advanced options, large, and then save it. Alright, so that should make that improvement. So now we have the form going through the whole middle column here, which is in Elementor. We have 1 column, 2 columns, 3 columns. And I also don't like how the form is kind of not styled to our website. Our website has these nice pink red colors and everything's just a little bit bigger and larger than life on our website, and the form is too small. So what I did is I wrote some custom CSS for you guys. You can get that if you open up our blueprint and just scroll all the way to the bottom, and then just paste whatever is in this below section. So right now we have this huge div forms container. All this stuff just talks to the WP Forms code. Just copy it, and once you get that, come back to the site. Alright, I'm going to open it in a new window now. Sometimes we need a few different tabs going, and now we're going to click Customize, which is where a lot of the WordPress edits that can't be done in Elementor are done. And now you just want to click Additional CSS, and if there's anything in there, just get rid of it, and then right click, Paste. So that will actually change how your form looks. It'll of course work, but it just made the colors better, wider, and a nice border radius around that. If you're familiar with CSS, you can actually add stuff to this section right here, like font family or font size, or really any different CSS selector could possibly work on the forms. So feel free to play around and learn more CSS if you'd like. I just wanted to get you going with those 3 little pieces of it. Alright, let's make sure to publish our form now it fits our site a little bit better. And the last thing I want to do is go to WP Forms, and we're going to change submit. If you click on submit, we can just change it to join our newsletter and save it. And everything's dynamic, so that'll all update on our website if we make changes in Customize or in WP Forms. Okay, let's go back to Elementor now, and we're going to make sure that we saved it. Make sure you've updated it. Sometimes I just do like a little letter change or something so the update button becomes green again. Now we're going to refresh it so it sees our form changes. Scroll down, form looks good. We just need to give the form a header. So what you can do is actually copy one of these headers, like upcoming retreats. We can just right click on it and duplicate it, and then click on the pencil and hold and pull it down, and we can just pop that in right above our newsletter and then retitle it. And we'll center it. Beautiful. Let's update it and let's see how our work looks now. Alright, pretty cool. I think I just want that little border. So I'm going to copy this border too. Right click, duplicate. A little bit harder because it's so thin, but bring it down to the bottom and center it and update. Perfect. Great job, guys. And if you ever want to change the amount of white space in between your modules here, you can see that the white space in upcoming retreats looks a lot better than the white space around get updates. To do that, you just go back to Elementor, and we can see we have like a entire blue line here that encompasses this whole section. So just click on the settings for that outer area, click advanced, and then in padding, you can get rid of the padding on the top or get rid of the margin on the top. And if that doesn't work, then it means that there's padding or margin on the module above this. But for now, we just definitely want to add some margin to the bottom. And we want to unlink that so we can just put it on the bottom. And we'll update it, and then we'll go to the upcoming retreats. Click on the settings for the entire section. Click advanced, and we can see that there actually is some padding here that's pushing get updates down too much. So I'm going to actually reduce that and effectively move it up and update and refresh. And now get updates is a lot more centered. Cool. So we are making good progress and having a good time, I hope. Let me know if anything's coming up, and we can just proceed to our about page and edit the about page. So click over here, and now let's click edit with Elementor. And I think I'm actually gonna leave some of the images up here because they're so nice. All right, but of course we're gonna change up the text. All right, we're gonna grab our mission text. We're going to pop that in right here. Remember, if you edit it on the left hand in the edit text editor, then it's less likely to look goofy. All right, and then we need to change the subtext. So here we go. All right, and if you need help writing the right thing, let me know. All right, and now we're going to change up the experiences. Alright, so, you know, a little bit tedious, but it will help if you have a good message on your site as opposed to just a stock message. Right, I'm actually going to right-click delete this text box bottom, and then our core values need to be changed. Alright, so copy and paste. Alright, and our values are be bold, be loving, and always be safe. So to change those, just click on one of the values and you'll get the icon list. So right now we are opening one of them and the icon is a minus. Looks pretty cool. We can change that if you want though. You can just click on it and choose something else like the money if you want. Be bold could be money, probably not, but could be music, whatever you want to do. But for our purposes, the minus is super professional and good enough. All right, now we're going to click on the second value. Be loving. And the third value is always be safe. And let's update. I think that money should go away because it's not in there right now. Alright, cool. So the one trick I want to show you on our about page, because that was actually pretty boring, is just to get one of the modules from the home page and put it on the about page. So how do we do that? Well, if we're on our home page here, and if we really want to put like this explore the world section with the parallax image on the about page, it's actually not that hard to do. You just need to click on the settings for that entire section. And then once we make sure we're on it, we're going to right click and save as template. So it's going to say save section to your library, which is what we want to do. Just enter a template name. So like Parallax hero image would be perfect, and save it. Great, so now we have our first library template that we made on our own. Well, with the help of Astra. And now we're going to come back to our about page, just make sure that it is updated, and then refresh the page. And then come down to wherever you want to insert that parallax image, ideally like in between the text to break it up. Now just click plus, click on the template icon, which is the gray one. Click my templates, and we can insert the parallax hero image. And we're going to say no. And there we have it. Alright, so just like that, you can import content from one page in Elementor to another page in Elementor. We just need a new image because we don't want to see those guys too much. So let's go back to our Pexel and let's find another surf image. Alright, so this one's pretty cool. Obviously a lot of options here. Alright, and for some reason this one really speaks to me, looking under the docs. Kind of a cool perspective. Although there are plenty of similar photos as well. Alright, that's nice. Sort of the view of the world from a surfer's point of view versus a normal person's view. And we're just going to click free download again and get that one and call it Surfer's POV and save it. So now we just need to put it on our site. Super easy. Just come back to Elementor on our About page. Click on the section settings, style, background overlay. Change that image, upload files, select files. And we can grab ourselves the surfer's point of view. Alright, and then just insert it. And we are going to make this section a little more robust. We're going to say, see things our way. And then the Learn More button is actually going to go to the contact page. So if you click on Learn More, then you can delete everything after the .com/ and just write contact. And we're going to change the subtext to say, get in touch today to book your next surf lesson and gain a new lifetime skill. That's our mantra here. It's a lifetime skill. And update it. Just like tennis or golf, but surfing too. Why not? Alright, great work. So our About page is now done. Let's check out what we made. You can always click the hamburger and then scroll down to View Page once you've saved everything, and we can check out our work. So pretty cool, and this link will take us to the contact page. However, there's one problem, which is that our contact page and all the other pages still have this index.php in them. To remove that index.php, we need to just change up our permalinks, and we might as well do that right now before we keep editing and changing things. So let's go back to the dashboard and take care of that. We can do that by going to settings, just hover on settings and click permalinks. And now just change it to post name. Super simple, Google friendly, that's what everyone does. And save changes. Now, if we're back on our site, on the About page that we just made, and we click on Learn More, we'll go to the right page. So, good job. Pretty cool. Alright, next up we're going to edit our services page, and at the top of it our image looks really good, so we don't need to change the header image. But what I do want to show you how to change is the featured images in the middle of the page, so that when we click on them, they'll open in a video lightbox, and you can scroll through them, or your readers can scroll. So let's hit Edit with Elementor at the top. Alright. And the first thing we need to change is actually just services is going to change to courses. And then we can scroll down and change up that text super quick. Just grab our blueprint, grab our first line, copy, and just throw that in. Alright, and if it gets all crazy, it's because it inherited the style from the text editor again. You just see I'm deleting that on the right, or on the left column. Perfect. Then just a little promotional text beneath our header. We can right click on the text with the red squiggly and get rid of the typos. And never hurts to pour on a little bit of salesmanship. Alright, so now we want to change our featured images down here. Although Astra came with really good ones, these should be surfer pictures because they're going to feature our beginner, intermediate, and advanced courses as well as our retreat. So for the first one in the upper left, we're going to want to grab a new image from Pexels. Alright. So once you find a cool image, we'll just open it. And if it shows in the long view on Pexels, then it usually is a long image. So good to know that. But in our case, we just need a wide image. Try surfing. Alright, this image looks great. Free download. Beginner. Surf. And save it. Now we just need to do that 3 more times and we are good to go. So we need an intermediate surfing image, and As you can tell, a lot of this is pretty arbitrary. We're just basically picking what you and I like here. Alright, people shots are always good. Free download, intermediate, surf, save it. That window will close. We'll close out of this. Just need 2 more now. Advanced surf. Alright, so this looks pretty advanced. Got the dog on the surfboard. Save it. Close that window and close this window. And then one more for the surf retreats. We're going to go with this cool kid doing like a surfboard kickflip. Free download. Maybe it's a skimboard. Shows how much I know. And save it. And it's already there. So surf retreat 2. Save it. Perfect. Now let's come back to our website and let's upload those images. So we're just going to click on top of the backpacking image. Click on the image. Upload files. Select files. We can grab all 4 at once. So you get the hang of it. It's a little bit of work to complete a website like this, but at least we're doing it together and we know that we have nice looking content along the way. Alright, so our beginner image is the first one that's checked. Once it uploads completely, we can insert media. Alright, there we go. Cool, now we'll change our family hiking trips. We're going to grab the intermediate image, insert. Click on the advanced slot. Advanced image with the dog on the surfboard, and then the retreats are the last image we need to change, which is the guy doing the kickflip by the pier. Alright, super cool. Looks like we're going to need to change the size of this image right here, no big deal. But for now we can just change the text that's behind the images. So what we have is upper left is beginner. We're just going to delete the promotional text beneath it and write beginner surf. Go over to the right hand column, delete, and write intermediate surf. You can see it doesn't matter if you write in lowercase or uppercase, just as long as we get our spelling right. We'll replace water sports with advanced surf, and we'll replace winter sports with wellness retreats. Perfect. Alright, now let's update it and let's go ahead and adjust this image so it's the same size as our surfing dog image. So to change the image size, we need to go back to our dashboard. We don't want to be in the customize window. We actually want to X out and be on the dashboard itself, because this helps us get to the media location. And once we're in media, we just need to click on the image we're going to edit. So we're going to look at the image dimensions here, which is 3000 by 1622. And then we're actually going to click left, and we're going to look at the dimensions of the surfing dog image, which is 4726 by 3152. Doesn't really matter what these numbers are. All we need is that the ratio of this image's width to height is equal to the ratio of this image's width to height. So if you do a quick look at these images, you can see that we can basically fix it by making this image with the kickflip surfer a little bit less wide. We need to cut off some of it. But how much do we need to cut off? Well, if we want this image to match this image, we can do a little bit of quick math. So I'm actually going to pop open our calculator. And what we're going to do here is something that I've done a number of times when building a website. We'll just see if we can figure it out together here. So we're going to have 4726 divided by 3151. Bear with me here. And that equals 1.49. So that is the width of the surfing dog image divided by the height of the surfing dog image. And what we need to determine is the new width of the surfing kickflip image right here. So in other words, it's this 3000 number we need to replace. And we can find the new number that should be here by multiplying this ratio number we got by 1622. So let's see what we get. Times 1622 equals a new small number of 2432.7 blah blah. Perfect. So basically x over y has to equal w over z is what we just did. Now we're going to take this image and we're going to make it 2,432 pixels in width. Let's click Edit Image, and we're going to click on top and drag, and we're going to keep all the height, but we're going to watch right here in selection so it comes down to 2,432. And in fact, we can just actually write that in, 2,430. All right, cool. We're not going to round up here. We're going to make it a little bit less than it should be, and we're going to click Crop. Cool, and now we're going to click Save, and we're going to X out, and then we're going to check out what's going on our services page. So just make sure to update it, and then we're going to refresh, and when we do so, lo and behold, our wellness retreats matches up with our advanced surf. Great job. We can now scroll down and just edit the text beneath our featured images. That's really easy. We just need to say something interesting on the italicized area. And then we can actually just delete the Latin here, even though it looks really cool and advanced. If you're a web designer and you want to show your boss a cool demo site, then having Latin is a-okay, but not for a finished website. So what you get is, and we're just going to delete everything after the colons. Beautiful, that should do it. Alright, and then last but not least for this page, I promised I'd show you how to make the images appear in a lightbox. So to do that, you could just click on top of one of the images, and you could make the link say media file, and then lightbox say yes. If you do that and update it, I'll show you what you get. So what you get is a simple, highly simple lightbox where you can click it and it pops up nice and big. And then if we make one of the other images a lightbox, like this one of the surfing girls, we just go from link none to media file and lightbox to yes, and update and refresh. Now we get two lightbox images. But what if you want the images to be able to scroll side by side and have a little description of the images above them? Well, if you want to do that, we need to make use of a plugin. So we can go back to our editing window here. We can click the hamburger icon and go exit to dashboard. And click plugins. And we're going to update the ultimate add-ons because you got to update it right when you see that. And then we're just going to do a add new search for simple lightbox. Simple lightbox. Alright, and it's just this one right here with the green logo. 200,000 plus installations. Just install it and activate it. And we're going to refresh our services page and check out one of these images in Lightbox. And now we're going to get like a much cooler image with a little bit of description here. And the best part is we can click right and it'll go to the next image, or left and it'll go back. Super cool. And you also get like a slideshow feature. You can pause it, or you can just X out of the whole thing. Alright, so what we need to do now is edit this page, and we need to get rid of the original Lightbox by clicking on top of one of the featured images. We're going to make that default. And same for our intermediate surf image, we're going to make that a default. And then for our other two images, we just need to click them and link to the media file and link to the media file. Once we have this plugin installed, all we need to do is link to that media file and update. Now we'll click the hamburger and view page, and we should be able to get all the images in a Lightbox feature. Alright. There we go. We did it. Super cool. It'll scroll through all of them on this page that have the media file attachment setting on. Alright, so our courses page is done. The last thing we need to do is just make sure it's called courses page everywhere. So to do that, we can do an old-fashioned edit page at the top, right here. We're just going to rename this page courses, and then we're going to change the permalink manually, which is the URL or the hard link or whatever you want to call it, which will take someone to this page. So to change that link, you just want to make sure the permalink spot is shown right here. So if it's like not shown, just click on the page title and it'll show up, and then click edit and make it say courses or whatever you wanted, and then update. Next, I want to show you how to change the menu as well, because this page is linked in our navigation menu. So if we hover on appearance and click menus, then you can easily just change that page right here. So right now it's going to be confused because it's called courses, but it's linked to something that was just changed. So we're going to remove it and then re-add it, add to menu, and then just drag it all the way up right behind about. And if you wanted to make a drop down, you could just indent it, but we don't want to drop down for now, and save it. All right, very good. All right, guys and gals, the next page to edit is our projects page, where we're going to talk about other programs around the world like ours that we have partnered up with that we can also add some love to on this page, or maybe just cool things we're doing for the community. So let's edit with Elementor and get going. Okay, the first thing we need to change on our projects page is the header image, because no one's going to go surfing on a lake like this, even though it's really beautiful. So let's go back to Pexels and let's search for a more surfer environment. All right, cool. We finally got our double beetle here. Free download, surf van, and save it. And back in Elementor, we'll click on the header settings, style, change the image, upload, and we'll get in that new image. And if you can't find your downloads, you might have your computer set to have your downloads go to your desktop or your documents. That can easily happen sometimes. Alright, so we have the theme set here with our projects van. Now we're going to come down and we're going to change up the sliders. If we click on one of these images, it'll just jump to the image carousel. In this case, there's 4 images. You can easily add images or change the settings, like how many slides they should show, if they should stretch, if there should be navigation, and so on and so forth. Okay, so we're going to change up the first image carousel and the text around it. I'm just going to double click on the heading above it and change this to community outreach. And you can see it doesn't matter if it's capitalized or not. And we are going to call this, instead of water sports, lending a hand. And let's delete the subtext. Alright, so I'm just going to right click and delete right there. And if you realize you want to get some text, or really any section you just deleted back, you can just hit Command or Control Z and it'll come right back in. Because I realized I actually just wanted to write in a little description of our lending a hand. Okay, so now we just need 3 images of us giving back. Of course, we don't have real images right now of us lending a hand because this blog is so new, but I love giving back and going on mission trips and stuff like that. I did it a ton as a kid, and once we get on that and have photos, I'll put them up right here. So for now, it's back to Pexels. Close out of here, and we're gonna need some demo images of helping. All right, and cool. 2, we have the helping yoga poses. Not even sure if that's yoga though. And then 3, we have, I'm really just getting desperate here, and although it seems pretty low to find stock images of people helping each other, it is in fact, but the only but is you'd be amazed how many websites actually do this. So, you know, there's no shame in our website game. Alright, so we actually need a 4th image because there were 4 images in the slider. So we're going to grab one of these happy people smiling and volunteering, free download, helping volunteers, and save it. Okay, now back to our site, and we're going to click on the image carousel. We can actually click clear on the images, and it's just going to delete the whole gallery, and then add images, upload files, and we can select 4 new ones. Alright, let's select all 4 images, just click and drag, and hit enter, bulk upload, boom, we're done with this part of the website. Okay, so we can actually just create a new gallery with all those images selected and keep all 4 and insert gallery, and we are done with the lending a hand section. Beautiful. Alright, now let's scroll down and we're going to change up the winter sports section. So this is going to read Snow Adventures. And we're going to say our partners in Aspen. And then for the subtext, we're going to write Colorado ain't far away. Our friends in Aspen have a boarding and program for those who would rather stay on land. Alright, so pretty simple. That's done now. These are our quote-unquote partners that we're talking about, and you can fill those in with your actual partners on your brand or on your website once you go out and make them. And for camping, we're going to write forest tours. That's perfect. And we're going to write camping in Alaska. Even though I'm not sure this is Alaska, I'm obviously just kind of winging it here. And we're going to edit the subtext and write get the full 360-degree experience in mind, body, and soul when you visit our Alaska retreat center. Okay, so obviously this is just demo content meant to look good. Your content would be real and would actually make more of an impact than this. Alright, and we're going to update it. Okay, cool. Let's see what we made now. We're going to click the hamburger and go view page. And our projects page is looking pretty cool. Alright, so done with this one. And now we can move on to the blog. So let's click blog in the menu and create our blog page. Alright, so on the blog page, we're not going to change up every single post because I couldn't possibly predict how you want to do each post, but I'm going to show you some tricks for changing up the blog and changing up the text and stuff that you can use in your own blog. So what we want to do first is just delete the sample post. We can do that by clicking the Hello World post. Then we can click Edit Post at the top. And we can move it to the trash. Alright, easy enough. So now when we go back to our home page and click blog, then the first post will be a post that actually has a cool featured image. Nice. So next I want to show you that we can actually change the layout of this whole page. If we go to the dashboard, hover on settings and click reading, and change your homepage displays. Homepage, leave that. Post page, change that to blog. And save it. So what we just did is we made the page that's called blog have the traditional post page layout. So now when we go to blog, it'll just show a list of posts. Just a simple list of posts. There you go. But I think a lot of people are going to like that grid more because the sidebar and the simple layout like this just really doesn't do a whole lot for people anymore. So let's go back to settings, reading, and let's just change that post page to select, which is nothing, and save it. Alright, so now we have that old blog design, which is actually a very new design because we have this cool header, this cool featured post, and then 6 more posts. If we hover on the top, there's no edit with Elementor, and that's because this is a different sort of page. It's actually just a standard page that the Astra team made, and then they filled it in with some content using the new WordPress Gutenberg editor. So let's see how that looks. Let's click Edit Page, and we can see that the page just has a standard title, and then it has this section, followed by a section post grid, and then another section of post grid. So this is pretty advanced stuff if you wanted to change this. Of course, you could always just change it, and then you can go back to how it was before. That's not too hard. But what I want to show you most importantly right now how to do is how to change what text appears on where the post is displayed. So if we view the page, we can see that like awesome places to feel Dolores Eos has this text showing. But what if you wanted to change the little excerpt here? Well, you could click on the post and then click Edit Post. Alright, and then you can click Excerpt on the right And you can actually change what's in the excerpt area to something a lot less, like maybe just one sentence ending in libertioris, or whatever that says in Latin, and update it. So now when we view the page itself, which has the post on it, which is the blog page, that'll only say up until libertioris, or whatever that says. So that's how to change what text displays underneath the post. I do really like the grid layout, so I'm not going to change how we have the most recent post and then the 6 latest posts down here. But if you want to change any other features like remove the date, or show how many comments a post has, or change the font of the post title, that can all be done. Just drop me a comment below the video and I'll help you do that individually. Or you can just delete the post and create posts anew. Alright, so that does it for our blog page. I think it looks really awesome. I like the trees, I like the mountains, setting some good vibes here, no bad vibes, and we can move on to the contact page. So our contact page is actually really important. This is where we're going to direct most people who want to inquire about signing up for a surfing or whatever type of course you're offering course. That means this form has to be really powerful and robust. It has to encompass exactly what you want to get from people. So your name, email address, and message is not enough. Alright, so let's get to work editing the Contact Us page. And for starters, let's make our form a lot more robust. We can change up our form by going back to the dashboard, and then we are going to click on Contact, and this is the Simple Contact Form 7 plugin area. So let's open our contact form, which we're using now, and let's just add some different fields to this form. So in our case, I want to just add several more text fields. So I'm going to copy this initial text field, and I'm going to paste that right beneath the email once and twice. And we obviously want this to say something other than your name. So this one is going to say best contact phone number. And this next field is going to say surfing skill level. Cool. While we're at it, we can change the submit line from send message to just send and save it. And now let's look at our contact page and let's see what we made. Alright, contact page. Cool, so now we have a field for best contact phone number. Someone can go ahead and fill that in, and they can also write in their surfing level right here, and you'll get that information along with the message, your name, and email address. And when you delete it, it gets that nice little prompt there so they know what to write. Alright, so that's pretty cool. You can edit the contact form in many different ways. That's just a basic way of doing it. And you don't even need to change the your name part. The contact form understands that the first one is their name, and in the second part, this doesn't even matter. And let me know if you have any questions about adding specific types of fields to your contact form. Alright, so let's change up our contact page a little more now that we have that nice robust contact form. Let's just click Edit with Elementor. Alright, and I'm gonna edit our image at the top. We're gonna put another image from Pexels, probably our last image actually, kind of sad. We just need one more image of, how about waves? And I'm gonna grab this really cool waves at sunset image right here. Just go with the free download, sunset, save it, back to Elementor, click on settings, style, image, upload files, select files, grab our waves, and upload it. Alright, and then we can just insert media, and hopefully it shows up even though it's a square. It doesn't show up that well, but we can change it to like top center or bottom center and get a little bit different part of the image. So that's pretty cool. Alright, I actually don't like the image at all, how it's appearing, because it's too small. So I'm going to revert back to one of our other demo images. So I'm going to have to get another image from Pexels, actually, which is bigger. So not all images are the same over here. How about this nice little beach path? That looks better. Let's go with the free download. Surf bridge, save it. Back to the Elementor page. Upload, select, So you really have unlimited ability to try out new images using a free tool like Pexels combined with WordPress until you get the absolutely right one. And that one looks beautiful. Alright, so now let's change up the text so it becomes a little bit more us. Let's click on the header. We're going to change this to, instead of something that sounds like you're going to a therapy or an AA meeting, we're going to say, schedule your surf today. And then for contact info, we're going to write our details. And then we're going to change up the address to my real work address in New York, which is just Chelsea Market. I always forget the exact address, but that's just 75 9th Avenue, New York. Don't get there enough anymore, but if you're ever there, let me know. I'll come stop by and say, hey, make a video together, and check out the new YouTube space, and check out YouTube itself if they ever let us in. And we're going to change the email. So at the end of this video, we're going to try to set up a custom email for this website. So I think that should work. But for now, we're just going to go with greg@surfriderschool.com, and then we're going to have to make that email together. So we just changed the ahref tag, which is what it's going to mail to. And in order for it to actually mail it, we have to say mail to : and then we have to change the actual anchor text too. So greg@surfriderschool.com. Very good. And we can change the phone number to a different fake number. All right, one of these days I am going to get a business line that will field all of your YouTube calls, but that's still in the works. And I am sorry about that. And then we can change our social icons. Just click the edit pencil, click to open Facebook, and we can replace the hash brown with our real link to our Facebook page. So I'm just going to go to our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/dearblogger. That's the blog I've run for many, many years now. And you really should like it and follow it, because we have free advice here from real people, and generally just where I share some of the more, impersonal pieces of advice and lessons learned in our community. So paste that. Twitter, same thing, except for instead of Facebook, it's just twitter.com/GregNarayan. Hope you can follow. And Google Plus is going to go away soon, but I'm one of the few people who's sad about that, by the way. So why don't we try to add item, and maybe we can grab like a YouTube box instead, get rid of Google Plus, and we can just pop in our YouTube channel link, which is www.youtube.com/NaraiGuy. Everyone really should have a YouTube channel. I think someday everyone will have to have one. It's becoming that big to be a vlogger and just to share what's going on in your daily life. It's like, if you're not doing it, then someone else is gonna, and why not just do it yourself, because everyone else is making a living doing it. And we'll update. Alright, so our contact page looks really good now. It's all done, and we can go see what we made. Let's click the hamburger, view page, and now we have a beautiful, powerful, enticing contact page. Sweet job. Alright, so with our contact page done, that takes care of all the pages on our site. Now we can move down and create our footer. I want us to have a big footer with lots of extra links for people to click on and lots of extra cool stuff down here. And the first thing we need is actually just our email. So how do we set up a custom contact@example.com email? Well, I'll show you how right now, and it all starts at HostGator. So what you need to do is visit your HostGator cPanel, which is where we installed WordPress way back. And if you forgot how to get there, you can just visit your email. In your email inbox, do a search for HostGator Your Account Info, and then click on the Your Account Info. Now we're going to have the Your Control Panel link and the password and the username. So just copy the password they gave you. Click on the link for Your Control Panel, and let's log in. Great, alright, so welcome back to cPanel, and now what we need to do is just click on email accounts. And this part's super easy. We're just going to create the email. So whatever word you want ahead of your domain name is totally up to you. You could do support or hello, but in my case I like just doing first name. So greg@surfwriterschool.com. Don't worry about this longer subdomain. They just create that as a side record. And then we need a password. So whatever password you like doing, whatever. And the password again. Okay, and then we're just going to choose unlimited mailbox because why not, and create account. And it says account created, and there's our email. All right, so now we have an inbox here at HostGator. If you want to log in and actually check mail here, you actually can do that. You just have to click set up mail client and go through the steps. But in our case, we obviously want to use this email with whatever email you're most familiar with. In my case, that's Gmail. So I'm going to show you how to set up this email so it works with Gmail in terms of sending and receiving. All right, so let's go back to our Gmail and let's click on the gear for settings and now click settings. All right, and I'm really not a wizard with emails. This stuff is pretty difficult as you get deeper into it, but when you need to do something, you learn how to do it. So I figured it out way back. So now we're going to click on accounts and import, and you're going to want to scroll down and you can see all the other emails I've created. And in check mail from other accounts, click add a mail account. All right, so now we're just going to enter in our new email address and hit next. And then it's going to say import emails from my other account, POP3, that's what we want, so we'll hit next. Now we just need to enter in the details that we set up at HostGator. So our username is just the email. This is where most people get tripped up. The password is just whatever password we created at HostGator. On this window, where do we go? We're going to make sure the server is just mail.ourdomainname.com. Port 110 is good. We're going to leave a copy of retrieve message on the HostGator server in case it doesn't arrive here. And now we're just going to click add account. Cross our fingers. So it looks like it allowed us to add it, and now it's going to check some mail from that email, which we probably won't have. All right, nice. So while it's checking mail from our new email using POP3, we need to scroll up and click add another email address in this send mail as section so we can send mail as this new address. All right, so we're going to go through the yellow window again, just write in your new email. Keep your name up there and then click next step. Leave treat as an alias checked, that doesn't really matter. And next step. Now we're going to enter in our username, which is our email again, and our password from HostGator again. Keep the secured connection using TLS checked because it's recommended. Port 587 is good. SMTP server should read just mail.yourdomainname.com, and we can add account. So it's going to think for a second, and now it's going to send us an email through the HostGator service to Gmail with the confirmation code just to make sure that you actually control that email account. So we need to go back to our inbox, and we'll see the Gmail team emailed us with the confirmation code. So just open up that email, and go ahead and grab the code that they sent you. So in my case, they sent us 2 codes for some reason, and I'm just going to grab the most recent one. But you should just get 1 confirmation code. Now come back to the yellow window, right click and paste it in and just hit verify. All right, so we've now verified our new email address. We can go back to settings and we'll see that the email is sitting there in accounts and import at the bottom. And most importantly, we can test out that new email. We're just going to send it from our Gmail to our new email and see if we receive it in this inbox that we've always used. All right, let's hit send, and it works. Perfect. So it works to send to this new email address of yours, and let's see if we can write as that person. Let's find it in the list, and yes, we can. So that should be great. We'll see if it works the other way as well. And that works too. Instantly, you can now send and receive from your new email address with your business inside of it and your domain name on the end of it. Okay, so good job. Now we can go back to our website and actually put that email in the footer as we create the footer. So to get our footer going, let's click Customize at the top. And just scroll down so we can actually see the footer. And we're going to click on Widgets. And it says this particular page doesn't display those 8 widget areas. That's weird. So let's try going back and hit up the footer section in layout, footer widgets. So instead of disable, let's click layout 4. And it looks like that gives us the big footer that we need. So let's click publish, and then we can change each individual footer area. All right, so I'm gonna go back and back and back to widgets. And now we have the footer widget areas. So for your footer, you can really put anything down here, like a logo, a map, some social icons, a contact form, or maybe something we've never thought of, like a video or something like that. So I'm just gonna run you through a standard footer that I've seen work well on business websites. So for the first footer widget area, let's just click add a widget, and we're gonna get the text editor like we're gonna do for almost all of them. This gives us basically a blog post inside a footer. And what I wanna do is just write a little bit about our company. So, whatever you wanna say. Okay, so we got our little blurb. Now we're gonna add our logo again. Never hurts to add that logo twice. There's a logo, just select it and insert into post. So where is it gonna come in? Oh, there it is. We just need to click on the logo now and drag it down so it is smaller. All right, and we're gonna align it to the left. Okay, so footer widget area is done. I'm just gonna call it a little more about our company. Or so it all fits on one line. I'm just gonna call this our brand's mission. Okay, now for footer widget area 2, I wanna put a map of our location. So let's make sure we just publish our first widget, and then we can go back, and now we can go to footer widget area 2. Add a widget, and of course, again, we're gonna get the text widget. And we're gonna insert a map in the text tab because that's where we paste HTML, CSS, JavaScript, iframes, that sort of code. All right, and to get our map, we don't need to know any code. We just need to know how to go to Google and type in our address. So my address has always been at Chelsea Market in New York City, or at home, although the food is a little bit better over there. And to get the map on your website, just click on this little map viewer that Google has provided us. All right, now we're gonna click share, and we're gonna click embed a map. And all you need to do is just grab this iframe right here. You can just click anywhere on it to highlight it, and then right click copy, and then come back to our Elementor editor. Oh, there we are in customize, and we're gonna wanna paste this in, remember, in the text tab because it's a piece of code from Google. All right, now we'll just title it. Come say hi, and we'll publish it. All right, and if you see a screen like this, it means we left our window open for too long. We need to log back in. So refresh, reload, scroll down, and if it doesn't see your changes, then just go ahead and restore an autosave. But since we're good with this, we can X out of that. All right, so let's click back to the widgets, footer widget area 2, add a widget, and just redo that with the text editor. Paste in that iframe in the text tab and call it come say hi. Sorry about that little delay. You can also change the height of the map if you'd like. Just scroll down to where you see height in the Google iframe and make it a little bit bigger. All right, cool, and if the sections don't line up vertically, we can actually put some text on top of our iframe and say we are hanging at Chelsea Market in New York City from 9 to 5 every Monday through Friday. So let's publish it so this one doesn't get deleted again. And now we can move to footer widget area 3. Let's go back, footer widget area 3. And for this one, we just want some social icons. So how do we get social icons? Well, the best way is usually with the plugin. So let's go back and X out. And now we need to navigate to our dashboard and go to plugins. So let's click plugins, add new. And there are so many social icon plugins available for WordPress, but the one I really like is called Simple Social, which lets us insert social icons in any widget area, which is what we want to do. And we know StudioPress is a good brand. So let's try it out. Install now, activate. All right, now we can get back to customize by hovering on appearance and clicking customize. And we should see a new widget for social icons. So let's go to widgets, footer widget area 3, add a widget, and let's see if we have social icons. And we do. So we can scroll down so we see what we're doing and select simple social icons. Alright, so what is it going to look like? Well, we're going to need to give ourselves some URLs to preview them. So we can throw in the Twitter one, and then we can throw in the YouTube one. Alright, and then we can throw in Facebook. So I like simple social icons because it's not too colorful and loud. It doesn't really distract from everything else. But if you want a more colorful one with different shapes and sizes and border styles and stuff like that, then let me know. I can recommend that as well. Alright, now let's scroll up and go back. And our footer widget area 3 needs a little text above it because there's just not enough content here to fill it up. So let's open footer widget area 3 and we'll close simple social icons and add a widget on top of it. Let's just add text and we're going to say okay, and then we're just going to call this one get social. To move a widget, you can just click and hold and drag just like you would a menu tab, and now we can publish. And then for our fourth and final widget area is my favorite thing to add, which you might have guessed it, is just a video. So let's add widget, and then let's see if we have a video option. And we do. So we can click video, and I'm going to try to put in a YouTube link here. So I'm going to go to YouTube, and I'm going to grab just one of our other videos because, you know, that way maybe people want to use a different tutorial and now they have two choices. So I'm just going to open our create a blog video, and I'm going to copy it again right before the and sign. We don't want that and sign. Copy it and then drop it back in the customize window. So I'm not sure if it'll come up in this video widget because it might want an MP3, but if that's the case, there's no reason to worry. We can add widget and we can just use a text editor, which honestly is the best for almost any kind of widget content. So now all we need to do is just literally just paste the link in right here to a YouTube video. Click away and it will show up. Alright, and we're going to call this one create a blog instead. So that's like cool blogging feature. It shows you different blogs like Zoella, Star Wars, these fashion blogs, and you know, I think we referenced TechCrunch in there, other blogs that use WordPress, and we learned how to create a blog like them. So obviously that could be a video about your products or maybe a recent advertisement or something about your brand. Our footer's done, so let's click publish. Super cool, and now we're just going to change the bottom footer because if that's not changed, then it's just not going to look professional. So let's go back, and let's open up the layout, footer bar. And now we can change up the address, which is just whatever Chelsea Market's address is. So that's 75 9th Avenue. You can just copy that right from Google. All right, love taking advantage of Google's services. And paste. And then our phone, again, we don't have that set up for customer help from YouTube, but someday, and I'll let you know. And then email is just the one we created together. So that's just me at surfriderschool.com. And then copyright, $, current year, tag, short code, and then instead of outdoor adventure, just Surfrider. Or whatever your like parent or umbrella company is. Alright, beautiful. Let's publish it. Cool, and now we can scroll up and we just did a little email work right there, and now we want to complete all our email activities on the site. And I want to show you how to link constant contact with your form so that you can use this form to add people, to add subscribers to your mailing list, aka your newsletter. So it's really easy, I think, to set up. It's super professional. You know, every brand we like has an email form connected to a newsletter that they use to send out deals and updates to. And the coolest thing is it's a free trial. So just like a free trial at like a gym or something. You get to go in, try out the spa, get a sauna, get a smoothie, try out all the weights, and then you get to decide if you want to actually become a real member. And of course, we are talking about constant contact email marketing software, which I of course use. So to get started and try constant contact, you just want to open up the notes below the video. This is just our previous video as an example. Just click show more. You'll see a link for constant contact, a little bit.ly or Google link. Click on that. All right, and that way I get credit from constant contact. So just another little free way that bloggers, make a living, and doesn't cost you anything. So thanks a ton if you can give me credit there. And then just go ahead and pop in your email. All right, so I'm going to use the one that we set up because they recommend using one with your brand, your domain name in it, and click start your free trial. All right, so before you sign up, if you want to know what you get today in the free trial, I found a nice link from their knowledge base. So Constant Contact says, the free trial is your time to explore all the campaign types and features Constant Contact has. You can create as many campaigns as you want. So a campaign is just like my newsletter or my contest or my holiday giveaway. Try out the different campaign types available, more than email, blah, blah, blah. Anything you create during the trial will be available when you become a customer, and it will end on its own after 60 days has passed. So they want to give you a long time, free, open up their doors essentially to you so you can do a bunch of cool stuff and feel comfortable. And then, I think in that time you'll have created a newsletter with email list contacts that are worth way more than the cost per month, which I think is $20. So I, of course, use it. I've used it for a while, and it's really good. So we're going to go back and just sign up. And we're going to make a password. And then just pop in our name and email. And I'm just going to go through this and set up a new free trial, even though I already have like my own super awesome account. And this way you can just see exactly how it's done. You can do it side by side, and then phone number, and just click get started. All right, we'll take their marketing service options, why not, and continue. All right, so we just need to create two things to get Constant Contact working, which is one, an email list, which is basically just a list of contacts that you'll gather as you get more subscribers, an email list. That's the first thing. And the second one is just a auto response that goes out right when someone subscribes to say hello, and in our case, to deliver an ebook, which is an ideal way to start off your course and the relationship with the subscriber. So you're going to learn all these other fancy words throughout the process, like campaign and blah, 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 but basically it boils down to those two things for us right now. Email list and auto response. All right, so let's just go through the little survey here. We're going to say we're new, 1 to 50. We are in fitness. Give them their little address here, so Constant Contact knows about us. And then we'll say yes, just in case you do, and next. All right, now from this screen with the 6 boxes, we see we have a lot we could do. For example, we definitely want to create a welcome email, or you could create a sign-up form, even though WP Forms already gave us a good one on our website right here. For now, I just want us to come up to the top left and click campaigns. And they give us one campaign to start, which is a welcome email, so let's click that. So because Constant Contact is so user-friendly and easy, they already set up this auto response, aka a welcome email, which goes out to all new signups right when they subscribe. All we need to do is just click on this little preview and see what they gave us. Cool, so that's what will go out right now. And we actually just want to edit it. So let's go back to our campaigns. And on the right, under more, just click edit. And edit. And it says drag and drop your way to beautiful email as well. Don't mind if we do. So let's actually, and it's going to give us a tutorial too. So this is what you could make. Well, I'm impressed, needless to say. I wish we could just use that template. So let's click start your email. All right, so let's do a little bit of basic designing here. Let's drag in an image on the right, and we're going to click on top of the image and edit it. Upload file, we'll grab one of our nice surfing images. Browse your computer. Alright, we're going to get beginner surf and upload files. And done. And hover on the image and click insert. Alright, now we're going to change the text. Now we're going to highlight the text, change the font to Tahoma and bring it down in size. Exclamation mark, and done. And then we are going to get a button. So let's get a button right here. We're going to pop that in. Oops, not good. So that undo button at the top is pretty useful. Alright, now I'm going to hit enter and change the font size down to 16 and write your destination. Now we're going to go down to the body text, click on it to edit, and we're just going to change this one up so it's a little bit more to our brand. We hope you could check out our lastly to get started with the basics. Please download and read our free ebook. Learn how to surf in under 30 days. Alright, done, and we're going to link an ebook in a second. So let's just get rid of this image at the top. Done. I'm going to try to put our logo in this top header. Bring in an image, put it right on the side there. Image, edit, upload file, browse computer, surf logo version 1, and grab it. And upload files. And done. Hover on it and insert. Now we can click on the image and actually drag it so it's smaller. And you can see if we click on the image, we can move it to the right or the left, but not the center. So it's fine, we'll keep our text in the center, and we're actually going to make another image for the right. So image, pop it on the right hand side, edit, grab our logo and insert. And then we're going to bring this down in size as well. And we're also going to align it to the right. Alright, so for some reason this image is allowed to go in the center, the other one isn't. Interesting. So it might take a little playing around, but after trying out a few of the elements, you'll get the hang of it. In our case, I'm going to actually just delete the one on the left. So we just have the logo nice and clean on the right. And if you want to click it now and center it, by all means. Ideally, we want this first email newsletter to actually somewhat resemble our homepage so that people get that feeling that they're going from the email form to the website and back and forth. Basically, email forms are essentially just a tool to get you more traffic and more eyeballs on your offers. So if they look like your website, then you're off to a good start. Alright, scrolling down, our email looks perfect. We can of course change up the colors if you wanted. All that can be done. Color. Alright, super cool. So the last thing we need to do is actually put our ebook in an email. How do we put the ebook in an email? Well, it's actually really easy. You just create the ebook in something like Microsoft Word. So here we have our beautiful Learn How to Surf in Under 30 Days ebook. It's just some Microsoft Word text, images, and then some Surf Ipsum I got from the Surf Ipsum website. That's a fat slab. So you can do this in like Open Office or in even a text editor. You don't need Word. I just happen to have Word right now. Once you create your ebook, all you need to do is just save it as a PDF. So to do that, I'm just going to go to Save As in the upper right. All right, and then I'm actually going to go to File Format, PDF, which says best for electronic distribution and accessibility. That's what we want to do. We're going to give it out to people online, and then just click Export. So now our ebook went from Word to a PDF, really easy. We now just need to go back to your website and open up any page on it. All right, and what some people like doing is putting the PDF into a WordPress page via a link. I just like putting it into the email. So to put the PDF in the email, you just need to go to the dashboard, click Media, click Add New, and we're going to upload the PDF by hitting Select Files and just finding it and opening it. So just like an image, you can upload a PDF to your WordPress. Alright, then you just need to click it to open it, and you'll have a link to the PDF, which is the most important part. Just copy that, and now you can share this link anywhere. You could email this link to someone or share it on Facebook, but in our case, we just want to put it into, of course, our Constant Contact email. So let's go back to Constant Contact and just highlight the anchor text for our ebook, which is the title of it. Now I'll hit Link and hit Web Page. Alright, and then right click and paste. Alright, and then insert. And done. Now people can just click and open it in a new web page, or they can actually just right click and download the file. So I'm going to give a little note saying, please click to read, or right click save as to download your free ebook. And that's really all it is. It's really that simple to create an ebook. Bloggers have been doing it for years. And hit done. Alright, our email looks perfect now. You could of course go crazy with it, but I think simple is the way to go here. So let's just make sure to save it, and we'll hit continue. Alright, so we're going to choose to send to any list. Subject, welcome to our school is good. From our school is good. And all it's going to ask you is just to put a physical address here. You need this because of the email subscription laws that are on the internet today. So you can make this a P.O. box, or really an address where you do business is ideal. Alright, so of course I'm going to use Chelsea Market here. Super cool. Alright, beautiful. So we have an address now. We just need to activate our email. Alright, so if you get an error like this one, it just means we need to verify our email on a different screen before we set this up. So we got a little ahead of ourselves. Let's click on our name, and let's click on My Settings. And let's click Verify Address. So Constant Contact can get a little bit feisty if we haven't verified our own email, and the status of it now is email sent verification pending. So we actually just need to pop over to Gmail and click on a link there. Let's open up Constant Contact's email and click Verify this email. Beautiful. Now we'll click Take Me to Constant Contact. Okay, great. So now that we're here, let's go back to Campaigns. And let's click More and Edit on our welcome email. And now let's go to Continue where we were before. And let's go through this process and cross our fingers and hope it works. So specific list, general interest. Alright, the from address is now in there and verified, as is the reply to address, so that should make it work. And for address, we're just going to pop in what we had before, Chelsea Market. Alright, now with everything in here properly, let's scroll up and let's hit activate and cross our fingers. And it worked, yay, so we just had to verify that email address. Sorry about that additional step. So it says, nice work, now all new contacts who join through your sign-up forms will receive this welcome email. That's exactly what we want. Okay, and you're going to get stats on how many people opened it, how many people it was sent to, how many people clicked on your links for your ebooks, and so on and so forth. You can really dive in, do a little deep dive on the stats if you want. But for now, I just want to make sure that we have everything here at CC looking good. And then we'll pop over to WordPress and make sure everything is working there. So let's click Campaigns. Alright, and our welcome email is active. It's going to go to our general interest email list, which is great. And if you want to set up more emails to go out to your new subscribers, just click Create in the upper right. Boom. Okay, so now let's go back to WordPress. And once we're in WordPress, we are just going to hop over to any new window. So I think I can get rid of Chelsea Market here. Alright, and then we're going to go to our dashboard. And now we're going to scroll down to WP Forms. Once you're in WP Forms, you're just going to click on Settings. And then we want to click on Integrations. Super fancy. So we're going to integrate with Constant Contact. So click on Constant Contact and click Add New Account. And then we're just going to click here to register with Constant Contact. Super easy, so all you're gonna need to do is just log in. Now, I am like the king of forgetting my email marketing logins, but in our case now, it's easy. It's just our email and the password we created when we set up our free account. Hope it works. Probably won't. Okay, it worked. Cool. So allow access. WP Forms would like to access and or update your Constant Contact account. Perfect. WP Forms was basically made for Constant Contact and vice versa, so let's allow it. Alright, so you want to get this code down here, so just double click the code and copy it. And now just leave it open and come back to WordPress. And we're going to pop in your authorization code on the first box and then just an account nickname. So, you know, Surfrider School is great for that one. And connect to Constant Contact. It worked, connected, beautiful. Okay, so the final thing we need to do is to go to all forms now and open up your form. It's going to take us to this cute little editing window at WP Forms, and it already knows what we want to do. It says, don't forget, click the marketing tab to configure your newsletter service provider. Just close that and follow me to marketing. We're almost done. I know this is a lot of new information for you, most likely. And we're just going to click on Constant Contact, my favorite email marketing provider, obviously. And then click add a new connection. So you can have an optional nickname. These don't show up to your subscribers, so it's just for your own like recording purposes or organizing things in your head. And click OK. Alright, now we're going to make sure that our account is Surfrider School. General interest is obviously the list that Constant Contact made for us. That's our first email list. And below, you're just going to see a bunch of fields which WP Forms will send to Constant Contact. So we can record all these things about people, and that is perfect. What I want to do is just make sure that the available form fields are selected. So email is going to be selected. Full name is going to get name full. First name is going to get name first. And so on and so forth. Alright, we're going to stop there with name and email because our form itself doesn't actually have fields for phone and etc., but you can add them if you want. Let me know if you want to do that. For now, let's complete this process and just click save. Let's pop open to our website, and that will do it. You're all set. Now your email form works, and when people pop in their first name, last name, email address, and click join our newsletter, it'll actually add them to your Constant Contact subscriber list. They'll get that welcome message containing whatever you want, and most importantly, your ebook. And the process to start your surfing course or whatever type of course you have is underway. Great job. Alright guys and gals, with our email marketing setup underway, it's time to add one feature to your website's one final feature that makes your website more trustworthy and makes people more likely to subscribe and buy. That would be the SSL, which right now is not working, not secure, but as we saw earlier, HostGator and their shared web hosting plans all come with a free SSL. Because HostGator already hooks us up with that SSL, all we need to do is install a plugin and activate it back in WordPress, and we'll have that SSL working. So let's go back to our site and X out of the customizer. And we're going to go to plugins and click add new. And look up for a plugin called Really Simple SSL, which is what I use. And then just install it. And activate it. And it's got 1 million plus installations, so obviously they're doing some good stuff with SSLs. Now at the top where it says almost ready to migrate to SSL, all you need to do is just click go ahead, activate SSL. Alright, it might ask you to log in again, but in any case, now when we click back to our home page, we should see we have a padlock, but if we don't, we need to install one more plugin. Let's try to refresh the page. Okay. We can see the padlock's not quite there, and it actually logged us out, so we got to get back in real quick. WP admin. So /WP-admin. Alright, and now come back to plugins, add new one more time. and we're going to grab a plugin called Insecure Content Fixer. And it's this one right here. So install that, activate it, and now that should take care of any content that blocked the SSL from working. Alright, now what we can see if we keep our eyes on this little eye or the padlock is as we click from the home page to the about page to the courses page, some pages are secure and some pages are not, and that's literally just because the images on the page might not have the right HTTPS in them. And if you saw the steps I just recorded there, I was able to find this one image which is making our site insecure. So we have to just change this one Surfrider School Surf Beginner image. The way I found that was by right clicking on top of an image I thought might be causing a problem and clicking inspect. And then you click security and then you go down and it says reload the page to record requests for HTTP resources, which we don't want because we want them all to be HTTPS. You refresh it, and then it says view one request in network panel, so you click that and it just gives you the image, which is throwing off our SSL and makes the whole page unpadlocked. So what we have to do is basically just re-add that one image. It's going to be our Surf Beginner image, and if we click edit with Elementor, we can find that easily. So we're going to scroll down and we're going to click on top of our beginner bash and we're going to open up this image. So that's not it. And then we're going to go down to the Parallax image of the guys walking out to surf, and it actually was this image, so I was right. Woohoo, or whatever, because we have to fix it now. All you do is just click on the settings for this image and you have to find it in style, background overlay, image. So what we want to do is just delete it. So it's gone, and then add it again because WordPress has made sure that it has the HTTPS. It just kind of was stubborn and didn't add itself automatically. So now we'll click Insert Media and update it. And we can try to view page, and I think we're in business. Okay, you did it. So that's how to find images that are throwing off your SSL certificate, and now we get the padlock. You can also go to the About page, and you can do the same thing here. The courses page is good because it has a padlock, but we can do that later on our own time. So now you know how to add SSL to a WordPress website. Alright, so speaking of images, we can add a couple images around our form here. Our form looks pretty lonely, and we do need to grab another image from Logo Maker for our favicon. So let's add a favicon, and let's also add a couple images around the subscribe form. Let's just go back to Logo Maker, and we're going to do a search for surf. Alright, and we're going to get our super cool surfboard image right here. And you can change the color if you want. I think I might make it like a light blue. That seems to work these days, so that's good. And I'm just going to crop it, enter, hit save, and this is going to be our favicon. So we'll click no thanks, but remember you still have to give credit to this site. So we can just call this surf logo blue and save it. Alright, now we're going to go back to Logo Maker, and we're going to just make sure we're on the home page so we get a blank canvas, and do another search for surf. And I want to just grab a couple images that would look cool around our Git updates. Alright, cool, and another surfboard image I really love is this red, blue, and yellow one with all the primary colors. So I'm going to grab us one of these, make it a little bigger. Now one cool trick you can do is grab the right arrow and flip it over to the left. So we can have two of the same images but pointing in opposite directions. Alright, I'm just going to remember that our width is 375 and I'm gonna crop, hit enter, save it. No thanks, remember to give credit, and call this one colorful surfboard, and save it. And now I'm gonna hit Command or Control Z to go back to this window. I'm gonna flip it. So the width is 375 again. I'm just watching that yellow number. And then crop it, hit enter, save it. No thanks, remember to give credit, and download it. Now all you need to do is go back to Elementor, and we're going to get those images up surrounding our email form. So let's go click Edit with Elementor. And we can come on down to our 2 empty columns around the subscribe form. We can drag in a text editor on the left, get rid of the text, add media, and upload those 2 surfboards. Select files. We grab our 2 colorful surfboards pointing in opposite directions. And we're going to insert the one that points to the right and insert it. Alright, very good. So if you want, you can just make it a little smaller and align it to the right so it looks like it's really leaning up against there. Or you could even go to advanced, unlink the margin, and put some margin on top of it so it's down a little bit more. Alright, that looks great. Let's update it. Now let's do the same on the right hand side of the form. Drag in a text editor, zap that text, add media, insert in a post. Alright, so we need to click on the left and see what our dimensions were, and we drag that down to width and height of 180, so we can do the same on the right. I'm actually just going to hit text and change the width and height, as you can do with the little inline CSS. And then we'll go to advanced and unlink the margin and set it down by 100 pixels. Beautiful. So I think this one needs like a little bit on the left as well because it's too close to the form, and we can do the same on the left, except for this margin goes on the right. Alright, cool, and update. Lastly, we are just going to change our favicon. We can do that by getting out of Elementor, and we're going to go to Customize. So we'll click Customize at the top. Alright, and then we're going to click on Layout, Header, Site Identity, and we're going to change the site icon at the bottom. Alright, so let's go ahead and change image, upload files, select files, and let's grab our blue logo. Surf logo blue, and select it. Skip cropping, and we should have a new favicon. Beautiful. Alright, and publish. Alright, cool. The finale step we're going to take now is just to adjust the Take Action button in our menu. So right now we have a menu that Astra made for us. We can find it if we hover on the dashboard button and click Menus. Astra just called it Menu, and it put all of our pages in it, and it put it in the primary menu location, which is great. But how do we change that Take Action button? Well, maybe we should click to Astra Options for the first time. And we'll click Header Options. Now we'll click Buttons. And we can see the button is sitting right here called Take Action. We just want to change that to Sign Up. And we're going to change our button link to the contact page where people can sign up for our courses. So we just need to open our site in a new window, and I'm going to close all these thousands and thousands of windows and open up our site. And we finally said bye to that HostGator customer portal and cPanel window. Kind of sad, but I'm sure it'll be back there. We can just right click now on the contact and put that in over our button link. So that is going to be our Take Action button. And you can change the style if you want. Alright. Custom button looks good. A lot of other options you can play with later on, but I think this looks good. It'll get the job done for us, and we're going to publish it and X out and see what we made. Alright guys and gals, so that was the final step of our video tutorial right here. I'm kind of sad because I really enjoyed making this for you guys. I don't want it to be done, but really it's never done. There's always the next step as you add more content, improve your Google rankings, go out and network and get some clients for your website or whatever you have in mind. I'm here to help. I know it can be scary out there, but that's why you have me and our entire community on YouTube. So please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. That would mean a ton to me. And of course, let your friends know about what you made. There's no shame in this game. Let them know that there's a new WordPress expert in town, and I wish you all the best in your success online. All right, guys, so I can't wait to talk to you soon, and that does it for today. Thanks so much for watching again. I'll talk to you soon. See ya.